Begin the recording. Perfect. Welcome everybody who joined us today for our VBOUT monthly partner meeting. It's your first time here. Welcome. We're always doing these calls to discuss the latest releases, if any, features, do some basic training and updates on things that were already launched, and also take any of your questions and feedback. If you joined us in the past, thank you again for your contribution and ongoing participation in the VBOUT product roadmap. Swelling on my tongue today. Quick welcome to Alfredo de Arenal. We have Ali, Blaine, and Corey. We have Dave, GC and Geo, Hope, Jack, James, Jurin, Jonathan, Matt, Michael, another Mike, Harrison, Molly, Sheila, Autopilot, that is, Stefan, and Tian. Thank you so much, guys, for joining. If you are also logging in from YouTube, which is being broadcasted right now, welcome. A couple of housekeeping items. Everything that I'm about to share will be sent back to you via email update. It will be posted on our Facebook group as well. And the presentation will be provided back to you. Any questions, you can drop them in the chat. I will make sure to get to every single one of these. You have my full hour, during which I need 30 minutes of your time for my content, and the rest is yours. So if you have any particular questions, suggestions, I'm all ears. If it's something that requires deep technical troubleshooting, this might not be the best channel for it. Our support is awesome. It could also at any time just get to you or get back to you on your questions in much faster time than I can. So without wasting more time, let's begin today's call. And the purpose, as usual, is to share with you product updates, basic training, share some resources too, some content that you can rebrand, repurpose. You get our full permissions to do so, and open the floor for your questions. So let's start quickly with some of the stuff. And we don't have a lot of launches because we've been focused in the last few months on few products. One of them is the AI chatbot, which has taken half of our engineering. We also have the landing page builder, which is coming soon. This has been a long roadmap, and I know I've promised many of you it's going to be launched soon, and we're pushing. It's the other half of our engineering. We built it from the ground up, so it's almost the equivalent of a whole new product on its own. But we've made some amazing progress the last 2 months, very, very close to our beta release. So what I'm going to do today is share some hidden features, do a quick training on automation, and also show you how you can use the custom plan builder as an agency to resell parts of VBOUT as your own. All right, so we can begin here. The first feature, which I haven't seen a lot of usage for in terms of feature adoption, is the custom shortcode function. Now, many of you are using shortcodes, which are technically merge tags. That's what they call them on other platforms. The variables referring back to a value. Usually it connects to a contact record, but in VBOUT, we let you create content shortcodes. And the way you do that is by going to your settings. Everybody should have that feature. And here, by the way, I highly encourage you to just check what we got because, for instance, we have signatures that you can set up for your different team members. So when you're sending out emails or creating templates, you can inject those into the templates directly. We also have the booking calendar, which I've covered before. This was rebuilt from the ground up as well, so it's native to VBOUT, and you can create your own bookings with your own settings as well. The function I'm referring to right now with the custom shortcode is under the shortcodes tab with settings. You will notice there are defaults and there are custom shortcodes. So what are custom shortcodes? You can think of them when you're designing your landing pages. and your emails. Instead of having to change headlines and titles and paragraphs all the time, especially if you have a lot of assets, that is, you can simply create a custom shortcode inside VBOUT, give it any value you want, and then inside your templates, just plug in that shortcode. Very simple. I'll give you an example here. I can add a shortcode. I'm just going to give it, this is demo call. Usually the shortcode name should be something capital letters, so I can do demo call. And now I can provide a value to it. So this could be monthly meeting with partners and VBOUT, VBOUTers. All right, it can be anything really. And I believe it does support custom HTML. Everything can be edited and deleted as well. So now if I'm designing a landing page or designing an email, I'll just choose the landing page for now. And why not two birds in one stone? This is going to be the new page editor. So I'll create a new page. I'll choose a random template. So let's just do this one. So instead of having this title written every time, all I got to do is just go to my shortcode tab at the top, go to custom shortcodes, and just add that particular one that I just created with you. That's it. That's all I need to do here. Now, obviously, if you got forms and things like that, that could be definitely managed. So now what I got to do is just save this. And this is the page. So let's see how that looks like at the end of the day. There you go. So now that you got all your pages loaded with your variables or your custom shortcodes, if let's say you had a change of branding or you have a new tagline or you have a new title or even articles, what you can do right now is just go to settings and I can go to merge shortcodes, custom shortcode, edit, and any content I change here is going to change directly on those assets, pages, and so on, like you see here. All right. This is a pretty awesome and it's super easy to use. Furthermore, you can use what we have built here inside the AI-powered chatbot. I can go to my marketing assistant, help, and we added a command prompt called edit custom shortcode. So let's say get custom shortcode. It's going to give me all these 4 that I got. And then I can update it directly from the prompt. And I have some companies doing this to update content inside email. So they're sending out daily quotes and they're using this particular function to via ChatGPT to get some quotes and then updating the content of those emails accordingly. So for instance, here I have the one called demo call. So I can say update shortcode demo call to content. I love our partners. All you need to do is click the help or type in help in this section to get all the prompts available at your fingertips. Okay, so it didn't find. I think I needed to make it uppercase. Demo call. What did I type? Oh yeah. Update shortcode demo call to I love our partners. Let's see. And then this is a little bit of an advanced use, just to show you how you can update content on the fly or easily. All right, so I'm doing something wrong here. I don't want to take up much of this time. Maybe the title is what I need to update. Demo call. Okay, demo dash call. This always happens on demo calls. Okay, let's try this. with the capital letters. All right, so we got 27 of you who joined. If you just kind of gotten to here, I'll bring you up to speed. I'm sharing the feature called custom shortcodes, which lets you create variables on the go, and you can update those variables directly, not only from this section, which updates on all your content, but also from the custom GPT or the AI-powered assistant. All right, so it's not working. I need to just double check what I'm doing wrong here. I think I need to reference back the actual tag itself, which is this demo call. But anyways, you get the details. Any questions on this particular feature, by the way? And George, I'm not moderating YouTube. I don't know if you're there now and you can see any questions.
Yeah, Richard. No questions on YouTube, but we have a question here on Zoom from Lord. He's asking, can they be dates and USD as?
Yeah, I believe it supports what you want. The format itself is not too specific. Just make sure you parse out the content that you want. Okay. Dates and used as. Not sure what that means, used as
Used.
done.
Used instead of USD, he missed the E after the S, so he's just asking, can they be dates and used as?
Yeah. Yeah, you can pass dates for sure. The format of the content is not too specific.
Okay, another question from Stefan. Hello, Stefan. Updating short codes can be done via API?
You know what? That's a good question. I believe we added this endpoint, so we can support it here. Developers, let's look at the developers page together. And I believe it's under contact, maybe. Let's look. Add activity. No, these are activities, settings. Yes, it's right here. So you can create a custom shortcode or you can edit a custom shortcode via the API. Absolutely. Now, again, what you can do or some of the other values is if you have your email templates for automations or other that you are using, you can have those with custom shortcodes and use the API to constantly update the content, right? So you don't have to go to the automation itself, automate a message, edit the message, and then change the content. Just leverage those particular custom shortcodes to do it. You can do it externally or you can do it from that settings page direct. I see. You cannot automatically update that via the automation. The custom shortcode itself doesn't have a utility inside the automations yet to update it. You can do that with actual custom fields. Slightly different, I understand, but it's not the same, but you can do it on custom fields for now. Now, can you leverage the API to do it via automation? Absolutely. So that was my second point for today, is to be able to show you some of the things and automations that are tucked under the hood. So I'm gonna create an automation from scratch. And we have a lot of triggers. I'm gonna cover a couple of them that we added not too long ago, but let's assume I'm running things daily. I'm running a daily email that's targeting one of my lists. I'm just gonna choose, I don't know, financial landing page. I'm gonna do recurrent. It's gonna do every day. Trigger today. And now what I can do is go to actions. I can sync the third party. And I know this is not ideal, but it works. And here I have an option to use like a webhook of my own. okay? Enter the URL and leverage that particular basic programming to update the date field inside VBOUT. So use the VBOUT API within the VBOUT API. Still a little hack to achieve what you're looking for. Okay. Now, the way you can update the field record, I can go in and say, update contact, and double click on here. I'll choose the default field inside a list. I'm just going to choose a random one, like let's say email address, and then I can insert the short code here. So for instance, if I want to change up the dates, I want to stamp a particular field with the date. Of course, not emails, probably not the best one. Let me see. I don't know, year founded. I can probably inject the current timestamp with date now. Okay. Does it make sense? That's working with custom fields though, not the custom shortcodes. Any questions on this, John?
I said, yeah, it makes sense. Thank you, John.
Thank you. Perfect. All right, let's talk a little bit about some of the triggers that are hidden under the hood in VBOUT and some of the features that surprisingly not a lot of people use or leverage, although they have or they pack a lot of power. So recently we added an option that triggers automations when a contact value gets updated. And some of the ways that a contact value, let's say, product of interest gets updated is either via them filling out a new form, and you're using the same custom fields in those two different forms. It could be via API that you've updated that record, or it could be manually going in and editing a record itself, whether you're doing it from the pipeline manager or you're doing it from the record direct. So updating contact can automatically trigger the automation. And instead of doing specific dates, running through the list every single day to see any changes were made using the target audience, which is what some people used to do. Now we optimize this by doing only based on contact or record update. So if John, for instance, used a different automation to update the date on the record, this picks up that change and inserts it into the automation, okay? So that contact update trigger is very helpful if you are using automations at scale. There's also an option here under custom events. Custom events houses a lot of other triggers too. We didn't fit them all on the left, but if you click on this drop down, you'll notice the one that I use the most is a tag added to the profile. This on its own could trigger an automation. For instance, we're doing some outbound outreach, and the moment somebody reply, we add a tag to their profile. So I can create a whole workflow based on that particular tag being added. You can do it if somebody confirms their membership to a list. If you're doing double opt-ins on forms and people have to click a link to confirm, we can actually trigger that particular automation. If a lead score changed or the person accumulated so many points, they got to, let's say, a particular status conversion, I can also fire out automations. This can be easily used if you're doing retargeting and you're sending a list of people to your Facebook campaign if they reach a specific score. That's the power of owning your first-party cookie information. Then you have things like people redeeming coupons within VBOUT. VBOUT has a dynamic coupon utility, which you can insert a short code, and every person in your contact list gets a unique code that could be clicked and tracked as a redeemable conversion on that campaign. So we can track those via the email engagement if somebody unsubscribes. And then when it comes to e-commerce, we have so many fields under that as well. For instance, if somebody reaches the lifetime value, this one is quite interesting, is more than $1,000, I can tell VBOUT to send them an email with a specific offer. It could be, thank you for being a loyal customer. Here's your next purchase on us. And every business have a different sort of first time retention, second and third. Some businesses, they buy from you and the chances for them coming back the second time is, let's say, 14%. The chance if they buy the second time, the chances of coming out the third is 35. And then if they come in the third time, the chances of continuing to buy gets higher and higher. So a lot of industries have those different variations, but it seems to be that upon making 3 purchases from a vendor, the trust gets built extensively, and the trust is much higher. So how do you leverage those the automation to trigger those 3 first purchases is going to be your secret sauce. So with that being said, we have a lot of automation triggers around e-com if you have an e-commerce integration that allows you to create those workflows from here. We also have product expiry dates. If you're synchronizing back to VBOUT an expiry date of a product, let's say if it's a membership, let's say if it's shampoo that you need to replenish every month, you can tie an expiry date to it. And that allows you to trigger the automation on a specific day and time, and then send out email notifications or SMS with details of that product. Okay. So a lot of things are tucked under the hood when it comes to your e-commerce triggers. If you are an e-commerce company or you're running an e-commerce automation for clients, I highly encourage you check the custom trigger option. Okay. Of course, we do have the completed order and abandoned cart that gets triggered the moment a purchase is made. But yes, I think you get the point with that one. And the one that's also worth noting is the RSS change. So if your plan is to send out an email to your client or SMS with the details of a new blog post that you have launched, you can use an RSS change detect. So what it does is you choose your target list, and then you put in your URL feed, RSS feed for your blog. I'm just going to take a random one for now. Let's say vbout.com/RSS. I can tell the system to check every day or every Monday. And if there's a new blog article that gets created, the system automatically detects it and sends out an email with the details of that post. Now, mind you, there's one step here, which is you going inside the template and adding to that template the specific RSS feed block. But it's certainly achievable if you want to automate your RSS syndication or email notification. So these are some of the awesome triggers that are sort of hidden under the hood. If you haven't used them, I highly encourage you to try them out. The rest of the stuff are standard. If somebody opens an email, clicks on a link, that's not only inside email, but also SMS. So you can make your SMS actionable, and people clicking within SMS can trigger an automation as well. So these are your triggers. And the last thing I'll note in automation, in case you haven't noticed yet, is that your arrows are actually very powerful. All I need to do is click on the arrow and add conditions, which houses so many different custom fields as well and other rules. But I can literally just create rules that will only let people go to the next stage if they match those criteria. All right. Super powerful stuff here. If you haven't used them, that's all you need to do is double click on the arrow and you're there. Okay. A lot to uncover in automation. I just wanted to focus on triggers that many of you can use and the option to double click on these arrows to add filters to your workflows. Any questions on this?
Richard, I was discussing with Matt. He's saying that he's not able to find from his account the contact update trigger.
You don't see that on the triggers section?
Yeah, I asked him if he checked, and he said yes, and didn't find the. any trigger?
We can come back to you on this. It could be because it's a recent release that it hasn't been released to every single account. But yeah, we'll double check on that. George, can you note it and communicate with Mo on this?
Okay, he said thanks. Sounds okay.
I'm sorry, thanks. It's not showing, or you were able to find it? All right. We'll get to the bottom
Not
of it. No
able to
problem.
find.
Everybody should have that feature, I think, rolled out in the next week or two, if it's not showing on your account. Any other questions, George, on this one?
No, it's okay. Matt, please, you can send me privately your email address and we can get back to you.
Sweet. All right. There's some cool stuff here, you guys. Now I want to share with you some custom agency features. If you're an agency, you're a reseller, you're a partner of ours, there's so much that you can use within your agency. You can become your own marketing automation platform if you'd like to. And the way you can leverage this, I know I have courses and academy and recordings, but let's just visit your partner portal for a second. Now, usually the way partners add accounts, you can add accounts in different ways. You can either go to accounts, add directly, okay, and just create the account. If you have a pro shared pool, you choose that and you allocate a certain amount to your customers, okay? And if you have the chatbot, the AI chatbot, which some agencies, I already saw them create their own kind of product called chatbot and they're reselling it, you should be able to get that within your agency. But first you have to have that add-on on your account and it's in your add-on store. The second way that you can create accounts is via the API. The API supports an ability for you to create an account and then to allocate a certain amount of emails or to sign them up to a specific plan. And the third way is for them to create accounts themselves. And the way they could do this is under custom plans. This is an extremely powerful feature. If you don't have it, welcome to reach out. But under custom plans, you can recreate VBOUT or the version of VBOUT that you want based on the services that you offer. So I can say, this is an AI chatbot. I'm going to give it a plan ID 1. I can disable some things here or not. It's totally up to you. And then I can immediately go to the AI chatbot component and add it. I have to choose an option here. All right. So you can technically create now a plan. And you will notice every plan that I create is going to come with its own URL. So this is the URL for this chatbot. Now I'll copy this link. And by the way, if you are a white label or an agency, instead of having VBOUT, you can replace that with your own name. So it's not VBOUT. And immediately this should take me to a page to sign up. Let me open my incognito. I'm going to create a sample test with you here. Okay. Let's choose a random industry, rich plus test, delete, add VBOUT. I agree and I sign up. Oops, let me just change the password. All right, so now I have to just verify my account. And let's see how that looks like when I log in. I know I'm going a little bit more ahead with these. I think primarily that's to uncover how agencies can repurpose the product very effectively. So bear with me as I try to get my hands on my code. Ironically, I used a random Okay, so I used an email that I cannot reach. That's a shame. Give me 1 second, please. I'm just gonna log in. Now I'm wondering if you can drop in the chat how many of you are using the custom plan builder and is with us on the call today. I know there's about 25 of you right now. Just wondering who's leveraging this feature today. George, you can read it out for me as I provision the account here.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Chaplain. Said very helpful. Thank you.
Chaplin is
Here's
using it, I'm assuming.
Jeroen, no, but seems useful.
Okay.
And John and Chaplain, not yet.
All right, so here's what I see right now. If I log into my account for the first time, and you can have your own URL, your own logo, and colors at the top and left. Now I have the AI chatbot, and I can simply just start creating my own AI chatbot. So I resold the bot as my own product, and I'm able to kind of, build the data source. I know I covered this last month. I can upload my own files for the training of that AI chatbot. I can even specify transcripts from YouTube, web pages, super powerful, or my own API. I'm going to generate the chatbot right now. And I'm going to choose where to launch the chatbot. So I'm going to launch it on my Facebook group. I'm sorry, page, no more groups. On my Twilio SMS, on my website. And we have more channels that we will support in the near future. Okay, that's it. So here's, as an agency, I can now see that account immediately tied into me. You can see that account already signed up to that particular chat component, how much they're paying. And of course, you can change the pricing of those plans to actually charge some money. So if you want, you can go back here and I can say, oops, that's not it. The AI chatbot. Right now I made it free, but I can technically change this and resell it for $50. Okay. And soon we're going to have the option here for you to use your own Stripe. So instead of us charging and giving you back kickbacks, you can just use directly your own Stripe. So you can literally create custom plans, price them as your own, and then resell them with the price point that you like. And everything is tracked. So you have a back end exactly like we do. You can see the accounts, you can disable them, delete them, you can upgrade them, and so on. All right, it's extremely powerful. We rebuild the back end for our digital partner agencies and resellers to literally have so much access and so much control to white label this as their own. Furthermore, and the last part before we move forward for today is the ability for you to create custom groups. A group is technically a bunch of assets working together. It could be a landing page and an automation, as well as an email template. So if you have designed those processes as an agency and you have designed, 5 templates for any given clients that you add, instead of having to rebuild them every time, you just group them together in a campaign groups. If you don't see this, it's inside your add-ons, a very simple add-on. Just create a group, give it a name, and then once you're inside this view, you can attach the asset that you want to that group. So let's say I have, I don't know, an automation that I created. Here we go, attach. And now this particular asset group can be copied to sub account. So remember the sub account that I just created, or I signed up directly. I can go in and say copy to account, choose that account that just signed up, which is this one, and next, and copy it over. Okay, so all these assets will be dumped into that account. If I want it to be done automatically on the self-serve, so if somebody's signing up to these awesome URLs for custom plans, you can also do that. So you go to custom plans, you go to the plan. Let's say this is AI chatbot, the one I created with you. I can I can say copy campaign asset, and now I'll choose the asset that I just shared. And automatically, when that person signs up through the URL, all those assets added here will be copied to their account. And this is how some of our partners and resellers are actually not only packaging features, but they're packaging designs and pre-made workflows, templates within an account. So they're selling 3 tiers. Tier 1 could be just the software. Tier 2 is software, processes, templates already built. And Tier 3 is the first two, along with some managed service on top of it. So these are some things that you can leverage as a digital agency and reseller to increase your monthly retainer with customers. So this is it. A lot more to agencies, of course, but I wanted to give you some of those powerful features we have baked in VBOUT so you can have options to leverage them. I can take any questions on this. Thank you, Chaplain. Yes, you can. We have a lot of features built for agencies for sure. Cool. It seems like I have no questions here. On YouTube is also quiet. First time we broadcast there, so I'm pretty sure it's gonna take some time, but
yeah, but Tawanna is following us on YouTube. Thank you, Tawanna Harris, and she said nice.
cool. Yeah, as a partnership model similar to GHL, I'm not sure exactly the details of GHL, but VBOT has a lot more flexibility at scale. We use our own email servers. You don't have to get a third party and pay for that. I mean, you can create sub accounts. We have deeper features when it comes automation and social, and now the AI chatbot is quite powerful. So I don't want to compare because there could be a lot of differences, but I would say in VBOUT we have a very lucrative and custom plan builders that make sense. So Courtney's asking, is email tracking for Gmail on the roadmap? So we are integrating with Nihilus as a partner, but Nihilus has gotten exponentially more expensive and they have limitations. We cannot personalize things and edit them. We're dropping that partnership. And hopefully this year we'll have some integration with Gmail. I cannot give you an exact roadmap, but because we have an already kind of backlog that we're trying to get to, but it is a feature within our goals for this year. Let's just conservatively say it's towards the Q4 of this year. But again, I don't want to make promises unless I'm 100% sure. I can guarantee you it's already been talked about. We already scoped it, and we already have the outline of it integrated. And don't forget, Google is also making a lot of changes into their APIs. Some of the products that have already integrated that we were using before will soon not be able to support the direct integration that they had via SMTP and IMAP. So I'm waiting for that to settle as well in the next few months to see how to proceed so we don't invest tens of thousands of dollars in building and integration and testing, and then we have to redo the work. Okay. Jonathan is asking, is there existing training for agency partners? Absolutely. I mean, we do have an agency, not only daily training in which I cover some of those features, so you can attend that. It's available here. George, can you put in a link to the Academy too? Academy has a full-on VBOUT agency certification. You can go through it one by one and eventually just complete the course. So give them the link to two things, the daily 2-hour long onboarding and the full course certification program too. Okay. Cool. All right. So in terms of events, last month we talked about the pros and cons of and ethical practices of AI, which is really interesting. We had a guest, Mike Kaput, was the co-author of the book, Marketing Artificial Intelligence. Great, awesome insight. We didn't have a lot of presentations on this, so you're not going to see it in your partners portal. As an agency, everything we build, we share with you so you can repurpose. But other than that, you can watch the video. It's live. You can take the transcript, repurpose it, and full permission from our side to do so. Okay, all our events are already archived, and all the presentations you can download directly from your partner portal here. So go to your partner portal, click on resources, and these are the things that you can download from here. Okay. Cool. Blog post, how to manage and reduce email bounce rates. There's a link for that. And the last and unfortunate notifications, two of them. One of them, Facebook, as you see, is just discontinuing support for Groups API. I'm not sure why they've done that. It was thriving, more people adopting it. We were using it. You can see today I couldn't broadcast live on the Facebook page, so that was a bummer. But they are sunsetting their API with Groups. So if you have integrations and scheduled posts, you probably need to go back to the manual process. Two, we are discontinuing our calendar integration with Nihilus. I showed you a new calendar component that we built and you can use. Integrates with Zoom, and we're also adding a lot more to it in the future. We're also discontinuing connecting to your inbox temporarily because it was a Nihilus partnership, and we're going to be moving into our own component sometime this year so you can connect your inbox, allowing us to also have a lot more integration options. So these are the two things to be aware of. If you want help migrating your calendar, you can always ask support, although it's self-explanatory. But if you are doing any processes around syncing to your inbox, that's going to have to be paused for the time being. So these are the last announcements for today. And yeah, that's it. Any questions from anybody? Open forum now. You can ask anything. All right. Seems silent. Cool. All right. Well, then with that, we can wrap up for today. I want to thank everyone who attended. I am pushing really hard to add from now until next month more channels for the AI chatbot so you can collect leads and add them directly to VBOUT's lists and automations, and also the landing page builder. That's definitely the two priorities for us, along with some smaller features and enhancements. But again, thank you everybody for your continuous support. Keep on doing this. We love doing this and hearing your feedback. And I really appreciate your time. Other than that, have a great rest of the week and an awesome weekend, you guys. Thank you. And thanks, George, for your support.
You're welcome. Thank you, Richard. Thank you guys for joining. Seeing you in the next one.